Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. Chris here, aka Big Will, and today we have, after a phenomenal campaign last year, our opening game in the National League away from home against South Shields. But we also have our transfer roundup so far from this summer window. It has been a bit of a busy one. Um, One of the main signings we made has been up front as Jimmy Spencer in the end. I wasn't sure if he could make the step up. And anyway, he did decide to retire. He was our top goal scorer last season. So there are some big shoes to fill regarding that role. So in terms of the summer transfer window, like I say, it has been very, very busy from our perspective. Um, we've made quite a number of signings. We've completely rebuilt the team um, once again, especially in the midfield. And we will kick things off with, we'll just run through the team and we'll have a look at these new signings. The first one is Oisin Kune. He is coming to be our backup goalkeeper to Crook. Um, in time, he may actually take over as number one from Crook as well. He did pick up a knock in pre-season, but I think he's quite a reasonable goalkeeper. He's 6'4", good jumping reach, certainly a better height as a backup keeper than his predecessor was in Brooks. But 16 for jumping reach, really good concentration, positioning is decent as well. Good aerial reach, a little bit concerned about his communication, but his overall goalkeeping attributes aren't too bad. Previously came through at Finn Harps in Ireland and has played some games for them in the past. He then went to Burnley and didn't get any game time. But again, getting all these lads on a free transfer, this is the staple of what we're going to be dealing with for probably quite a few seasons. Peter Crook remains in as our number one goalkeeper. Yestin Hughes, Killian Bruder, Ibrahim Bakari, Timmy Sobovale, Chris Crooks all remain in the defence as well. So we've not actually made too many defensive changes realistically. Jamari Lindsay, we managed to get him to sign permanently. Obviously, we had him on loan, I believe. I think it was from Leicester City. Yes, it was. And he did really, for the most part, he did quite well last year. So we managed to bring him in permanently on a free transfer for wages that are less than half of what he was on at Leicester as well. Really happy to bring him in. He knows the club and he's coming on a couple of year contracts as well. Um, Following that, two backup fullbacks came in. Hassan Dembele, an 18-year-old Scottish right back, previously of Celtic, and did play 12 games for what I believe is going to be their B team, I would have thought. Yeah. So he played 12 games for the B team and got 3 assists from right back. So he's got good attacking qualities in there. Um, in terms of his actual attributes as well. He's got decent dribbling ability, not so good crossing, but he did manage to get a few assists. Really decent physical attributes, very determined character, which is something that I'm quite keen on. Decent tackler with a good first touch. Marking's not too bad. So I think as a backup right back at the age of 18 as well, he will improve. And again, we got him so cheaply in terms of wages. And we still have plenty of money that we can spend, by the way, in terms of wages. But again, I can show you the budget side of things after we've gone through the squad. Oliver Samuels has come in to be a good competitor at left back with Lindsay. And again, wanting to come in as a breakthrough prospect. So again, we got him so cheaply. Decent physical attributes overall. He's not the quickest. At 6'2", he can play at centre back or left back, but we've largely brought him in to be the backup at left back. Determination is a little bit wanting. I do like players with that determination side to the game, but he's got a really good teamwork ethic and work rate. Good decision making as well. A little bit aggressive in the tackle as well, so he will certainly put himself about. And again, decent tackling attribute as well. Good passer of the ball with good technique, first touch dribbling and crossing. So he may actually be a really good option for us as a backup in that left back role anyway. Um, so yeah, overall, I'm quite pleased to have got him in on such a cheap wage as well. And then we come to what is a very remodelled midfield. The only person that has remained from that central midfield is Charlie Weston. Of course, we did have a couple of loan deals involved last year, but the other players we brought in at the start of last season, two or three of them didn't even play, so we just released them again. and we'll see how the balance goes this time. Aaron Bolger, arguably the pick of the three. Really decent physical attributes. He's well rounded, good natural fitness as well, so he will have that energy to be going front to back basically in that midfield. Good work rate and teamwork, good determination, decent mental attributes at the top end there as well. Long shots are reasonable with, again, decent passing and tackling and a good first touch. So, again, really happy to bring him in. Got decent experience as well, 27 years of age, has played for a number of clubs over his career. Played in the Irish Premier League with Shamrock Rovers. He didn't really make it in the Championship. And again, he went back to Ireland and he just dotted around a few clubs there. Had a loan spell at Ebbsfleet at this level a few years ago, but largely he has played the majority of his career in Ireland. But again, in the top division, potential that he may have played one or two European qualifiers as well. So again, from an experience perspective, it is very strong. Hayden Murray-Holm came in central midfield as well, previously of Liverpool's academy. Hasn't made a senior appearance in his career, but he's got that energy side to his game. Really good natural fitness, good pace and strength as well. I'm impressed with his strength considering he's only 5'11", incidentally. So he does put himself about quite well. Good jumping reach as well. Mental attributes aren't too bad. He's not particularly determined, but again, as a make weight for that, he's got the good teamwork and work rate attributes. He's got good off the ball movement as well, so he might work out quite well in that more attacking role in midfield. But as a box to box, he's got that energy. So hopefully he will do very well for us in that. Good flair as well. So he's going to be quite an exciting player. A little bit tricky when he gets on the ball. And hopefully we can make use of that. But he's got really good passing ability with a really solid first touch as well. So again, he could potentially be a really strong option for us in that central midfield. And then to follow that up, Connor Lemony Evans. Certainly a mouthful of a name, 30 years of age, really good amount of experience. So I tried to balance it out, especially in the midfield, where we've got the couple of experienced lads coming in Evans and Bolger, but then we've got the youngsters there as well. And I've largely bought Lemon He Evans. I've originally brought him in really because of his mental attributes. Very, very well rounded. Physical attributes are okay as well, but again, he's got that really good natural fitness in there and a good work rate. His technical attributes aren't the best, but he can knock the ball about a little bit. He's a decent penalty taker as well, so if it really comes down to it, he will be fine for doing whatever role we ask of him. He can play in a couple of different roles in that defensive midfield. Obviously, with the box-to-box side, he's got that energy. So we do have a couple of really good options for that role now. Charlie Weston, of course, we are aware of. Out wide, we've actually kept all four of our wingers. So Darren Palmer um, scored that vital goal, of course, against Leamington. So it was worthwhile keeping him for another year. Malachi Sharp, Charlie Pavey. Now, he complained quite a lot last year about a lack of game time, but he still wanted to sign a new contract. So we've kept him and Johnny Emerson, of course, one of the standout performers last year. And then up front is where we've had to make the changes, of course. Tony Weston, we managed to keep him, but he asked for over £1,000 a week. But he was such a key player for us last year, we had to keep him in the squad. And Mark Esong has remained at the club as well. And then we've got two new strikers, one of which in Hugh Parker. Not too sure how it's going to go with him, really. Excuse me, I do apologise. Very determined character, really good natural fitness as well. He's 6'2", so he can play that target forward role as well as the out-and-out centre forward. So the thinking with the two new strikers is obviously losing Spencer, he was 6'1". He was a little bit more of that target forward who put himself about and tried to develop the play. And with good jumping reach and everything like that as well. Heading ability is reasonable. His finishing could do with a little bit of work, but he's also decent for that right-hand side because he has got decent pace. But with his off-the-ball movement as well, he could be a very good young striker for us. And again, previously of Hull City, he has played 6 games for Hull in the Championship. So he also played in Ireland as well in the First Division. He's not a very good goal scorer so far, but he may have been playing on the right hand side. So we'll have to see how he develops as the season goes on. And then the man that I am pinning quite a lot of our hopes on, he's got a wealth of experience, 33 years of age. He's played League One football, he's played Championship football, he's had a very long career with a number of different clubs, and he has been in and around the English leagues. He's played in Scotland as well. Had a really good couple of seasons at Exeter with 19 goals and 16 respectively in 2018 and 2019. Decent season at Charlton, decent season at Port Vale as well. He's a very good player to have around. 33 years of age, Jaden Stockley coming in. He did want to be considered for a member of staff role, but when I was looking at his attributes, I just wanted him in to play realistically as that target man. Really good jumping reach, really good heading ability, really good work rate, really good teamwork, great determination, bravery, aggression, anticipation, and good off the ball movement as well. Finishing again is quite reasonable for this level. At 6'3", he's a good strong lad, and hopefully he can get some good goals for us. I definitely think that he is going to be the man to replace the goals that we lost with Jimmy Spencer. But it depends if he gets in the team ahead of Hugh Parker, of course, because at 21 years of age, Hugh Parker, very similar quality of player. So we'll have to wait and see. Um, a very successful transfer window. Obviously, we are only in the first week of August, so from a general perspective, I do firmly believe that we could be making more signings. To be honest, we did it last year when we found the likes of Ibrahim Bakare, of course, and anything can happen. I really believe that we could make some more signings. I will only sign the right quality of player. We've still got £3,000 in the wage budget. From a spending perspective, we've done really, really well. And we've got decent quality young players that have come in on those breakthrough prospect contracts as well. And they've not asked for a lot of money. So it has allowed us to build a basic team in terms of squad numbers. We've still got the youngsters in the academy as well. But we've got that room to manoeuvre should we want to bring any out and out standout performers in. But I'm really happy with the balance of the team at the moment. We are still out scouting different ranges as well. So we'll see what happens as the transfer window goes on. But without further ado, let's get this season underway. It's going to be a very tough year, I think. We're not changing anything tactically. I'm quite happy with the way things are. And from a general perspective, the jump up from the National League North to the National League isn't normally too much. Um, we have proven ourselves previously against National League and League Two opposition in the FA Cup. We've kept things close in a number of different games. So it'll be interesting to see how we get on, to be quite honest. So the first team lineup for today's game is going to be Peter Crook in goal, as per usual. Dembele is going to get a debut at right back with Bakary and Bruder at centre back, and Lindsay making his full first team debut at left back after a really good season on loan last year. Murray Holmes and Charlie Weston are going to be in the midfield, with Sharp on the right and Emerson on the left, so no change there at all. And Parker will get the nod for today's game against, alongside, Tony Weston. And again, I've got to keep remembering to call them Charlie and Tony when the matches are in play. I do keep forgetting about that. So yeah, I mean, the likes of Stockley, Bolger, they will get game time over the course of the season. There's no doubt in my mind that they will get game time. Esong takes his place on the bench. I think, to be quite honest, I mean, we've got a number of new signings anyway, but I think Stockley can come in onto the bench for today's game. And we've got the option in midfield there. We've got a left back and a right back on there. Samuels, of course, can also play centre back. We've got the winger. We've got two strikers. I think, to be fair, Bolger can probably come in for Esong. The key thing for me is getting these new players bedded in, to be quite honest, and I think it's going to be very important to make sure that we can give them that game time this year. Stockley, I'm really excited about, even though he's 33, but Parker is the guy that has got the potential for development. So from that perspective, we are a little bit more likely to give Parker the game time, but I do want Stockley to get games under his belt as well, because he's got the proven quality. He has been in and around a number of different leagues, and to be quite honest, even just having him around the club, likewise with Lemony Evans, having the older players with that experience around the club can only be a positive. When we go into today's game, we're putting faith in some of the younger players that we've signed, and we'll see how we get on. I'll tell the lads that we expect to win today. Obviously, it's not going to be that straightforward, having just been promoted. But South Shields, they got promoted the season before, if I remember correctly. So there's certainly potentially a lot to play for today, and I think we could have a really good match. Parker here with a free kick on the edge of the penalty area. We're only a minute in, and what a way this would be to introduce himself to the Nash fan base. Hugh Parker, anytime, anytime today. He sets himself and gets the strike away, and decent effort really. It's gone over the crossbar quite comfortably, um, but positive signs at the start of the game. Put them under pressure. They've conceded an early foul as Dembele intercepts there. Murray home into Parker again. Now Weston looking over the top to Tony, and a little bit rustic, shall we say, at the start of this match at the moment. And obviously, in terms of like general pre-season and whatnot as well, we do try and build up financially as much as we can. But we've not had too bad a pre-season, to be quite honest, either. Good delivery into the penalty area, cleared away. Malachi Sharp picks it up and strikes it from distance. And I tell you what, I thought that was going to dip into the top corner there. Sheik was certainly flapping for it, but it remains 0-0. Positive start from our perspective. They're playing with the exact same system, incidentally. It'll be interesting to see if they are quite as positive as we intend to be in our game. But at the moment, looking at the match stats, we're looking pretty strong. It's going to be a case of the kind of quality as well. I mean, the core of our team has stayed the same. When you look at that starting 11, we're only changing the right back, the central midfielder, and one of the strikers. The rest of the team is exactly the same as what played last season. But I mean, from a defensive perspective, we were quite strong throughout the whole of the last campaign, so I wasn't too concerned about making central defensive, especially replacements. When we lost Lindsay, of course, at left back from his loan deal, we needed to make left back signings because even his backup, he wasn't getting game time, so he left as well. And the fact that we managed to get Lindsay in permanently was a phenomenal opportunity for us and a really good piece of business as McGurk finds Campbell and now McDermott back into McGurk. All these Mercs, and I'm losing I'm losing the ability to speak, and we just about get that clear. And I think it was actually Bakari on the line. I think Crook was beaten there, but Bakari doing really well to get that clear. Bakari, incidentally, if I remember correctly, is our new team captain as well. That's a good clearing header from Charlie. Now Sharp into Emerson. We need the support to get forward. Emerson's still in possession on that left-hand side. He needs the support to arrive, and unfortunately, he couldn't get past his man in the end. He held it up well enough, but we just couldn't complete the attack. But Lindsay here with the throw into Emerson. Now he's got the support in the area. He cuts inside, and there is Hugh Parker, and there is a debut goal for the 6'3" Irishman. And we take, arguably, a deserved lead here just before half-time. And well worked from this left-hand side. Emerson, I mean, considering the size of Hugh Parker, the fact that he's passed it along the ground to him to finish in that bottom corner, I mean, he's finished it well. I'm not disputing that. But when you've got a guy as big as he is up front, you'd think you'd be popping it in the air for him. But we'll certainly take it. A 1-0 lead at half-time. In terms of attempts at goal, we've had 11, and South Shields have actually had 10, believe it or not. But they haven't had a single attempt on target. So it's a very even game. South Shields are edging it in terms of possession at the moment. So we'll tell the lads just to keep doing what they're doing, and hopefully it will be enough to get something out of this game. In terms of pre-season expectation as well, I'm not expecting an awful lot from the side. I think if we can finish in the bottom half, just stay clear of that relegation zone, I'm going to be very, very pleased. But at the same time, with what I was saying before, if the difference in quality isn't too much between the National League North and the National League, realistically, we could be finishing in the top half, potentially even in the playoffs. So I'm quite happy mid-table, lower half of the table. If we get anything more than that, it'll only be thoroughly deserved based on the way we're playing. As Parker finds Tony. Oh, what a lovely effort that was from Tony Weston. And he beat the keeper all ends up there, managed to loft it over. But in the end, it just didn't dip quite far enough as Murray Holmes finds Tony again. And it remains 1-0. But that was a really good opportunity again. And I'm really impressed with the way the new signings are bedded in. Murray Holmes, not done an awful lot in the central midfield role, but he's been consistent and he's been steady, and that's all we need from our holding midfielders. We don't need them to do anything special. Just get that ball forward to the big lads up front. And speaking of big lads up front, we are going to make a couple of changes now. There is a couple. I should probably try and change this condition section here to see how good the fitness is because it is quite hard to tell at times. Lindsay's going to come off for Samuels to make his debut. Lindsay just struggling a little bit fitness-wise there. Um, we're going to bring Jaden Stockley on for Tony as well. And Lemony Evans is going to come on in central midfield for Murray Home, who again has had a decent debut today, but Lemony Evans can come on and shore that up as well. Bolger is looking a little bit nervous, so we're not actually going to bring him on. I did plan on bringing him on today, but because he's looking a bit nervous, I don't think it's going to be the best thing to do. We need the players out there that are going to be confident in their game and not be too concerned. And we need to get the debuts out there. There's no doubt about it. But we have had a very solid performance today. No shots on target, considering they've had 13 attempts at goal. So from our perspective, quite fortunate. They've had a lot of the ball as well, South Shields, but they've just not been able to hit the target. And luckily, from our perspective, it has worked in our favour. 19 attempts at goal, 10 shots on target. They actually had a better XG, which is odd to me, considering they didn't have a single attempt on target and a lot more of the ball. But we have scraped a 3 points there and a 1-0 win, courtesy of Hugh Parker's little bit of quality. And that is an excellent start to our campaign. Really, really pleased with that one. And it'll be interesting to see really how we do this season. Like I say, I'm not too sure which way it's going to go. But when you look at some of the teams in this division, I mean, you've got the likes of Yeovil, Southend, Rochdale are in there as well. Scunthorpe are in the division. Morecambe as well. Cheltenham. They're all former League Two clubs. Sutton, Macclesfield. It's going to be a very tough league to get out of, and only the top team gets automatically promoted as well. It's going to be a very tough season. Yes, we've had a good start with that win, but I genuinely think that we could be in for a really tough time in certain matches this season. We just need to build that winning mentality again, try and keep on doing what we did last year, and see where it takes us, realistically. Um, in terms of fixture schedule, obviously, I'm looking to get a few games done and out of the way. We'll probably come back, start September, get the rest of this, what I would term the main part. Excuse me, sorry. The main part of the transfer window. We'll try and get that out of the way, and then we'll come back for Dagenham and Eastleigh. Obviously, if we get any cup ties in and around this area, then we'll come back a little bit sooner. But the plan is to come back in and around that area there, and hopefully we can build on that away win. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.